The CAST 2011 testing conference is on the way, and in the first promotional video for it, you saw James and Jonathan Bach get out just seconds before a massive nuclear explosion destroyed the moon, and already they're arguing.
That was too close.
We barely escaped CAST 2010.
Set an efficient course for CAST 2011.
What do you mean by efficient?
What do you mean, what do I mean? We have no time for your philosophy?
It's philosophy that makes time worth living. But what I was thinking is, efficiency means different things in different circumstances.
In different circumstances? You mean like the hidden picture exercise we train?
Exactly. We have video of that.
We have video. On screen.
Here's how a hidden picture puzzle works. The screen is all gray, and there's a picture hidden behind the gray. And everywhere I click, it's either white or black. Black is the picture, white is the background of the picture. And as you see here, I've found something, and if we speed up really fast, you see that it's some kind of star. It ends up looking like a kind of a lopsided star. And there you go. I found the picture, but it can be tricky because if we fill in even more, we find that I have missed the top and the bottom of the star. The challenge with a hidden picture puzzle is how much testing do I do? How many clicks do I do before I decide I know what the picture is? And this is, in small form, the problem of software testing. The different people solve these puzzles in different ways. I want to look at how 5 people solved a particular puzzle. It's this puzzle right here, CAST 2011. That's the conference that my brother and I are working on. First, Michael Butler. Now this is very sped up. This is 6 minutes in real time, but it'll just be a few seconds here. And notice that he just burns tests. Pixels flying everywhere. He doesn't care how much a test costs. He just finds the picture and colors it in. So that's a very expensive approach. 21% coverage, but only 6 minutes of time. And he got the correct answer. Now here are 4 more. And you see that the 2 guys on the top are using a very different style than the 2 guys on the bottom. 2 guys on the top are filling in their letters, spending a lot of pixels to do that. That's because they want to make sure they know what the picture is. The 2 guys on the bottom are taking more risk. They are being very sparse and careful with their tests, and they're actually taking a lot longer time, although it's all scaled to the same time here. So Julian has colored everything in pretty much. He's got a line of white pixels across the top, but he's left a bunch of open space there, which means he's taking a little bit more risk. This is a quick and dirty kind of approach. A little bit more careful is my brother Jonathan. He put snowflakes all over the place to make sure that he saw every, even tiny object, and he managed to get the entire picture. He colored almost everything in. Michael Bolton took a lot more risk and colored in relatively little, and yet he still read CAST 2011. Henrik Anderson colored even less than Michael did, but look at this. He thought it said last 2011. Now we can graph their styles and see them in hard numbers. On the y-axis of this graph is coverage, the amount of clicks they did, the number of tests that they ran. On the x-axis is time, how fast they were. So the guys toward the left were really fast at solving the problem, but they burned a lot of pixels to do that. And as we go to the right, we see guys who were slower, more careful, and yet they took more risks. Guess which one is Henrik's? That's the purple one. He got the wrong answer, but he did it in the fewest number of tests. But he also took the longest. There are 5 things being charted here. Coverage, time, but also the dots along the lines, which were moments of progress when they figured out some part of the puzzle. And then there's the happy faces, which is the getting of the right answer, and the little not sign for Henrik down at the bottom right is where he didn't get the right answer. And finally, there's risk. And if you look at the light blue one in the middle there, that's my brother John's line. He got the right answer, and then he kept going because he wasn't sure it was the right answer. And that means that he was trying to reduce his risk. So we have time, coverage, progress, correctness, and risk. And those variables characterize the different styles of playing this game. Well, who won? Who was the most efficient? Maybe it was Michael Bolton. He got the right answer in the least amount of coverage. But the problem with Michael's approach is it took a long time before he learned anything. About 16 minutes. So he burned a lot of time. So maybe it's Henrik. Maybe he's the winner. He got the answer in even less coverage than Michael. But his answer was not quite right. His was last 2011 instead of cast 2011. Maybe then it was my brother. My brother did steady progress toward the solution. He got the right answer, and then he was careful and saw that his answer was correct before he just announced that it was done. Or maybe it's the Speed twins, Julian and Michael Butler, who burned lots of pixels. They did it in a lot of coverage. That's true. But they did it quickly. And sometimes time is the key idea. So depending on what you care about, effectiveness and efficiency mean different things. And that's the lesson of context-driven testing. You've got to know the situation before you can declare the good practice. Meanwhile, in the capsule, their arguments settled. Our heroes unfortunately run out of oxygen and apparently are rescued by space dogs. But the point is, come to CAST 2011, the testing conference where we discuss the real skills of testing.